So I just got done brining my mackerel fillets, and that's just 2 tablespoons of salt and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Just let that dissolve, and then it makes a really good. I like to brine all my fish. I just like it. I mean, go to your preference, and I just let it brine for 5 to 7 minutes. It kind of seasons it, and it gives it more of a wild flavor, like it just came out of the ocean, which it did, but it just adds more with that salt and sugar. So basically, you're just going to take them out of there when you're done. I just pat them dry, and so we're going to start heating up a skillet on high, and then we're going to take some extra light olive oil. I just like to sprinkle the pan with a little bit of that. Add a little bit more. That'll be about good. So, when you're cooking your fish, as you can see, there's a little bit of water on there. You always want to make sure the fish is nice and dry. Not too dry, but as you can see, it's just not too wet. Now, how I like seasoning my fish is I take some lemon and black pepper seasonings, and I just sprinkle a little bit of that on the fish. Alright, now just do that on both fillets, and that has pepper and the lemon flavor. It's a really good seasoning. And then I also just like to take a tad bit of salt. Not too much salt, because you can't overdo it. But just sprinkle it down with some of this salt. Now I use the Alissi all natural sea salt. You can find, you can use just about any other table salt, anything like that. That's pretty simple. And then I like to finish it off with just a little bit of Everglades seasonings. Now, I have always loved this seasoning, and you don't want to over season your fish, so I just sprinkle a little bit of that on. Okay. So, as you can see now, we have a pretty good looking fillet. That's going to be really good eating. And then we're just going to let the olive oil get hot. Like I said, just extra light tasting olive oil. And we can go ahead and make sure that the fillets are in a spot right next to your pan, so we can drop them right in. And I always leave the skin on my fillets, because it holds the meat together, and it just keeps all the flavors in. And then when I cook my fillets, I'm going to cut these fillets in half and put 2 little fillets in, skin side down. And you're gonna see the skin's gonna want to rise up and like crinkle up. But so what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to get a spatula and push down on them when they do that, and that way they keep a more of a flat look, and they don't curl up like that. So you're just gonna want to push down gently on them and just try not to get them to curl up. And then once we're done, the olive oil seems to be pretty hot. Now I'm going to just take these. I'm going to remove this paper towel, which I was drying them off on. Set these down. And now, you always want to keep a clean area of where you're cooking. So I'm just going to cut this like this. Now you can put in a hole depending on the size of pan you're using, but I'm using a fairly small pan, so I'm just going to use this small. And so now I'm just going to set these down. you're going to see they're going to start curling up. I'm going to turn our heat down. Now these, they're only going to cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. So we're just going to leave them skin side down, just like this to cook. Turn our heat down a little bit to halfway, more of a medium heat. And so, it smells really good. And yeah. So, now you can see, you're just gonna, now that we have pressed down while they first go in, they're still a nice flat fillet. And while these are kind of cooking for a couple more minutes, I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes. And then we're going ahead and get our plate that we're going to put them on when we're done. Always make sure you have a plate ready. And one thing that you can do, and what I like to do, is go ahead and grab some paper towels. That's going to be one of the main things. So take 2 little paper towels like this and fold them to the size of your plate. So as you can see, like, I like to fold it about there. That way when you take your fillets off, you don't want them to be too oily. And so once you take your fillets off, you're just going to set them on that towel and then just pat gently, and it'll take a little bit of that oil off, because you don't want your fish to be way too overoiled. Just, you want to keep it nice. And once the 2 minutes is up on these, on the skin side, I just like to take them and just flip them over for about a minute and let them go on the meat side, not on the skin side. As you can see, these are looking really good. Smells great, so we're gonna give them about another 30 seconds. So while we do that, we can go ahead and I'm gonna cut this other fillet up. Alright, so now we can go ahead and flip these lovely looking fillets. We're going to try to flip them. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and grab so these can be fairly tough to get with a wooden spatula. Once we put our fish and we flip them, we're just going to let the pan cook them. So it's just going to slowly, as the pan, this is the heat, and so we take it off of the heat and we flip them over, and now as the pan cools down, it's just going to give them that last little bit of cook. It's just going to be real slow, and it just turns out really good. So we'll let that simmer down for a second. And we can go ahead and grab this plate. you can see, they've really simmered down. So now you can either make some white rice to put on the bottom as a base for this, or you can make greens or something. So I normally just make a mirror rice. So then you just take that and you just put it right over it, and it's really good fish. As you can see, looks really good. So I'm just going to take this, set one down, take that other one, and then always leave your pan off heat when you're not using it. Now, as you can tell, I just very lightly, you don't want to take the seasonings off, but just a little bit of the oil. And now that we've taken that and got some of the oil off, hot, we have some really good looking fish right there. So there you go. That's how I cook my mackerel, Spanish mackerel, and I'll see you another time.